Right, guys, good morning and welcome to After Hours Automotive. Today I got this what is this thing, a 2007 model well, it's gotta be right there, 2011 model Tomoto vehicle type, all-terrain vehicle. So it's got the TX 700 A15 engine. I'm sure this is going to be the same lot for Hisun and other off-brand, your Gator knockoff side-by-sides. And so what we had on this one is my customer was complaining of no low gear. She said it worked fine in high gear, that the reverse worked and all that, and my observation was that the shifter didn't feel like it was quite clicking into each gear. Click 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 click. It felt more like it was kind of washing across, and it was moving into gear, but it didn't feel like it was clicking in like it was supposed to, and it would not reach low gear, which on this is the farthest gear in the range. Which reverses the farthest in the other direction, and it did work. So I had talked with the guys at the spot that I get the Chinese equipment parts from, and was talking to him and everything, and he actually ended up kind of suggesting that I'd put a clutch in it, and I was like, man, we just put a clutch in this thing not even a year and a half ago or something, and it pulls fine in high gear. Which the reason why we had to put the clutch in is because my customer had used it mostly in high gear on like a 2-acre lot, and so she was instructed later on, after we put the clutch in, that she should use it in low gear at low speeds, and high gear would only be for taking it up the road or something like that. But nonetheless, I got in here and I found out what was going on, and I hope this will be helpful for you guys, and be able to save you a little money and time and heartache. But if you take a look right here, you have what they call on this machine a fan gear set, and that includes this gear here and this gear here. Now if you take a look at that, I don't know how well it's going to focus for you, but these teeth are broken off. 1, 2, 3, 4. At least those first 4 are really, there's a significant amount of gear of tooth missing, and on the bottom they're kind of okay. And then the corresponding section of that would have your farthest teeth on this one are damaged, which is why it wasn't quite reaching low gear, because when this tooth and the worst tooth in here mated, that's what was making the gear shifter feel like it was just kind of floating and not clicking in, because it was not making the best contact with the gear set. But we'll get that taken care of. This is a reasonably priced part to get your hands on. I believe it comes with a gasket set. I'm actually about to go pick it up from the for where I get everything shipped right now, and we're gonna get started working on this. But I'm not really going to do a whole video on tightening every screw. I mean, these are all the screws I had to take out to do it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I mean, there's 4 of them are to hold this on, and one's to hold the shifter rod on. Make sure you line all your gears up and everything. But if you can't get into low gear, I would even go as far as to say if you can't get in reverse, it could happen the opposite way, which more than likely it's going to be that you can't get it into low gear, because that's what you should be using most of the time if you're trail riding, not doing, if you're riding down the street is about the only time that you're going to need high gear, or, not on rough terrain for sure. So you're going to use that farthest range, that low gear, should use it the most, and so that would be where you have the trouble. But if you're not able to get it to shift into low gear, and the shifter doesn't feel like it's quite pushing, quite reaching the gear it needs to be and all that kind of good stuff. This could very well be your problem, because I know it's mine. I mean, those teeth don't have enough. Let me see if I can get a better angle on it. You can see that those teeth are, the top teeth are good, and these bottom ones here are missing 90% of their meat. So I'm gonna go pick up these parts and get her back together, and I'll probably follow up with you guys when I get done. But just a thought, if your Chinese knockoff side-by-side won't go into low gear, probably could happen to multiple gears. I don't know how that managed to stay together. I mean, really, I guess low gear is the only gear that it's reaching out and actually using, you know, only 2 teeth to mesh, and so that causes probably more, you know, stress on those particular pieces. And you can see that this is rusted. This is not encased in oil or anything. I mean, it is in the engine case. You have to take this cover off, and it does have a gasket, but it didn't just pour oil or anything out of there. You can see that there's been moisture leaking into this gasket. All that white in there is water in the oil. But I'm gonna go get this, grab these parts real quick, come back, get the slap together, and I'll come back and leave you a word of success. So happy fixing, guys. All right, guys, so I got the new fan gear kit, which is what they call this guy here. And the installation, I'm not, like I say, gonna go through all the nuts and bolts, but you're gonna put this bottom gear right here on first. This bolt feels like if you tighten it a little tighter than you feel like you're going to tighten it, it's going to strip. So tighten that thing down snug. I wouldn't push it too far because it feels like it's going to pull those threads, and if you pull the threads out of that shaft, you'll be in trouble. But you got 2 dots here on these gears and 1 dot on that gear, and it sits inside the top dot sits in the middle of the bottom 2 dots to line it all up. And then you'll just put your cover. This kit comes with a new gasket right here. Comes with a new gasket for it. And I'll put this thing back together. So thanks for watching. Hope this is helpful. If you can't get your side-by-side to go into low gear, this seems to be, and the shifter kind of feels a little shaky. Seems like it has too much play in it. This could be your issue right here. So it is probably, I would expect this to take, I mean, a couple hours for me to figure it out. And then I got in here and take all the seats and all the stuff apart and all. Ordering the parts, you're gonna have to wait probably, because getting these Chinese parts, there's only one supplier I've found that has been able to get me everything I need. But if you guys need any help on these things in the West Georgia area, be sure to let us know. Alright, talk to you guys later. Hard right.
Gotta have Jack Daniels, always. Scott's over here cutting wood. This is our makeshift fire pit.
bacon and eggs and biscuits on this here fantabulous fire. Alright guys, be sure and hit that like button if you like the video, subscribe, and leave a comment if there's anything you'd like to see in the near future. Thanks. See ya.